You guys,
we got to start. We got to get started. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
Studio, edit this out.
I promise you, I won't. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna start. Quiero que mi gente, welcome to another collaboration with the Monoplaza F1 podcast and the lovely ladies of Circuitos y Chismes. Hey y'all, thanks for coming back and recording with me.
It's always a good time. We've also just been like shitty chatting for an hour, and we're having technical problems.
Yeah. So many technical problems. I might as well not even talk. It's all me.
You know what we should do? We should get like just a picture of your face.
You should.
And we can use the audio.
The sound wave.
Honestly, if it comes down to it, do that because it's gonna happen. It's gonna just pick a cute picture.
Oh, we can pick a cute emoji.
The AI generated. A little trash.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna pick the worst one, like that one. Oh, screenshot. All right. Hey, so we're gonna talk about a bunch of different things today. It's gonna be a fun conversation. As we head into race week, we're going to Zandvoort for the last time in I don't know however many years, because it's coming off of the calendar. We should talk about the season so far, and just your overall general feelings on it. And then also the general lack of silliness in the silly season. I always hate that they call it silly season. Like we couldn't call it anything else. Like literally chisme season, gossip season. I don't know. Trade death. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to freestyle this. How have y'all felt about this silly season and the lack of traction or any movement?
We talked about this before the show started. That I think that there's like a lack of mobility or just like shenanigans because this whole season has been shenanigans, like from the start. It's all you like. What do you feel about the season? I'm like, this has been the longest season ever to just get to the midway point.
There's no momentum.
I know.
I feel like we get whiplash. It's like race weekend, and it's same with the teams, and the progression of the cars. Like, they get better until they don't, and I just feel like that's the silly part of it, not the actual, trades or anything. It's just
on top
weird.
Of, what was it? What was the break between Japan and Miami? That was, 5 weeks or something like that?
Yes. We had just started the podcast. We didn't know what the hell we were going to talk about. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of drama off court. Off track.
See, that was the silly season.
Sure.
I think, yeah.
Because I will say, to me, the reason this has been a lackluster, silly season is because everybody's just waiting for one person to make the move, right? And it's two people actually. Yeah. Is it Max is gonna be buy Red Bull forever, or is Alonso gonna say, you know what? I'm good. I don't want to be an Aston Martin anymore. And because neither of those people have done anything, everyone's just staying put. Probably about the only movement that I see is Esteban Ocon is going to not have a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, also,
sorry, Bestie.
I wish, I know. Bye. Okay, what I also think about people, okay, so you're saying this is Fernando. People are going to come for me. I hate to say this, but Hülkenberg, you got to go too, bro. Oh. You have been in this forever and you've barely got a podium.
I was talking to Emmy about this. I was like, I think Hülkenberg's got to go so that Audi can develop their team.
Because
what? Okay.
What? Yes.
Okay.
Because this is the mediocre white man. Just coasting through. So
okay, no, I was gonna say is
granted they're all white men except for one.
Claro, pero I'm okay, you have been in this for a minute, and what have we accomplished? And we know Stroll's never going nowhere. Oh God.
As long as his dad loves him, absolutely not. Yeah, he's there for life.
Does his dad even love him, or is just
his dad bought an entire team for him, Amanda? Of course his dad loves him.
Well, no. It could be just about something else, not about that.
que le
No,
hizo,
okay,
what
so
happened in the family.
That's what I'm saying. This is like what is it, recompense or whatever, where like you get recompensated. If you're like, this is to make up for the fact that I don't love you.
Jeez, oh my goodness. No, so I'll break that a little bit, and I'll say I completely see your point from Hulkenberg. I think what I was saying to Lisette when we met earlier was that like I have to take my emotions out of a business. Right? It's the same reason like I feel some type of way about like Lewis Hamilton will eventually retire. Like I know that logically, I know that, but I'm gonna like, whoa, hey brother, you are still too young to. He's gonna be 42 next year. So as an example, Hulkenberg to me is not a terrible driver. I completely understand from a business standpoint. Yeah, you got to give him the axe. You got to bring in somebody younger, like a Carlos Sainz or whoever it is, to help. I wouldn't say develop the team because I think for development purposes, I think Hulkenberg is good. But I think I would sooner see, this is where my haterism comes in, sooner see a Fernando Alonso piece out and go be a dad.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Than a Nico Hulkenberg. But that's not,
I'm with you
that's
on
my
that.
bias, though, right? Like,
We don't want
I'm
Fernando
with you, but I just think like
in
we
F1.
also just need.
He's got to go too.
Yeah. We're good.
but the thing
Bye.
is, like, I want the confidence, and like, I want the confidence that Fernando Alonso has to go to Aston Martin at his big age of 43 years old and be like, yes, I will stay if you give me 40 million.
40 mil. 40 mil. He's crazy. That man is delusional.
And I'm just like, 40 million? Are you just throwing a number out there? And it's like, you call it. You can either let me go and I'll go to Alpine for whatever reason because they want me again for the third
Fabio.
or fourth time. Right? Or you can pay me for, it's like, I feel like he thinks it's like a win-win situation, but I think what I have to ask myself is like, I understand that like he's the oldest one on the grid right now. And you have somebody like Lewis who is 2 years younger than him, right? And we know that Lewis's motivation is like he wants to win that 8th championship. All that. What's motivating Fernando Alonso to stay in F1?
Spite. He's just there because
Oh
Lewis
my
is
God.
still there.
Lewis is there. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna stay here until.
Literally,
there's no way.
that's it.
I think he thinks he's good.
But
Like I think he thinks he's like top tier, and I'm like, buddy,
he's not. But he's not bad. And granted, yes, you're comparing
he's
him
not
to
terrible.
you're comparing him to Stroll, right? But I still think on the grid right now, all jokes aside, to me, Alonso is top 10, top 5 on the grid right now. You give him like to me, you give him like you give him a good car.
My Botox isn't working
Oh,
to
my
fully show
goodness.
you my.
Okay, listen, who's better than Alonso right now? So you take out Max, you take out Charles, you take out.
But
Well, no. Why are we
that's-
taking them
that's
out? ¿Por qué?
That's
But
a
that's
bad
what I'm trying to say,
argument
like, who-
because that's a bad argument because any of these drivers in a top car are gonna be good and they will be better than Fernando. I bet you Isaac Hadjar
But
would be
that's a-
better. I bet you anything
Isaac Hadjar would
definitely.
be great.
Yeah, I think even Liam Lawson would be better than Fernando Alonso right
But
now.
isn't that the argument that they're always making, right? Because they always say, what was it last year when like Lewis was struggling in the Ferrari and even Mercedes the last couple of years? They're like, oh yeah, but look at Fernando Alonso thriving.
If Fernando was worth a top car, he would be in a top car. He's not.
Dang, I really wish you weren't pixelated when you said that because that is so good.
You know what? Put it in with the
it'd be your own-
pixelation. But it's the truth. Like he would have gotten recruited.
It'd be your own
He would have
friends.
gotten recruited by one of the top teams if he was worthy of that seat,
Damn.
and he's not.
Spitting facts.
That's just the truth. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
He
listen,
had his moment of glory, and you know, I think you should leave on a high note. And I just don't think
What's-
that high
what's the
note
high
is
note?
coming for Fernando. That ship sailed.
You know, like, okay, here's what he should have done. He should have pulled like a Nico Rosberg. Like, Nico won his world championship. He's like, I don't got that dog in me to keep doing this over and over. I'm gonna peace out on a high note. And he did. Instead of just like kind of getting around the track.
I feel that. I also think like, I don't know where I read this. Like in the case of Nico, mentally he could not do another year of dealing with like having Lewis Hamilton as his teammate, right? Like,
Yeah.
because at that point, like Nico he had a carbon fiber helmet, trying to shave off as many pounds or like to be just a little bit faster. I'm like, dang, bro.
Yeah.
And then to just say, all right, I'm out. But in the case of Fernando Alonso, I think he's trying to get a win at this point, right? It's been 13 years since he last won.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to go. And you're saying he's won the top 10?
Yes.
Friend, I feel like you're contradicting yourself.
No. I don't feel like
I think your feelings.
At, like,
I think your feelings are in this somehow for Fernando. I don't understand it, but he's not a top 10 driver, and people can come at us. But I'm with Amanda.
But for
on
okay,
this one.
let's simplify. Let's simplify. Let's take it back. If you're saying people got to go, if you had to choose one between Hülkenberg and Alonso, who are you taking out?
Oh, Alonso.
Fernando.
All the way.
Yeah.
Over Hülkenberg?
Yeah.
See? Okay, so now who's got emotions in this now? Okay.
Well, at least no. Look, at least Hülkenberg's had a podium.
It's hard to make that hard. All right. So
okay. So going back to who needs to move so that there's movement.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
We think
Thank you. Great segue.
Ocon is not gonna. He's probably out.
It's a hard case because as you both know, both McLaren and Ferrari are trying to get that second seat, right? McLaren's trying to get Fornarello in there, and Ferrari's trying to get Kamara in there, right? And they're seeing an Ocon who can't beat Ali Behrman for the second straight year, right? So they're like, okay, Esteban, we expected more from you. We are paying top dollar. It's not panning out. Thanks for the memories. Bye.
Sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
What I hate, and I understand again from a business perspective, what I hate is when teams will continue to gaslight, because we've been hearing about Ocon getting the boot like early on, right?
Yeah.
And at all turns, they're like, no, we're not. He's not leaving. We're fine. There's no truth to
That's
that.
just
And everyone
the PR
around,
engine.
obviously,
They'd be in breach of contract. They can't make it official until they know it's official, but it's the writing's on the wall. Everybody knows it.
And that's where that's the only thing I liked. The only thing I liked about a Christian Horner. The only thing is that he'd be like, yeah, no, he's slow. We're gonna replace him. Everything else sucked about him, but this one aspect. Okay, so for me, if Ocon's gone, to me that's like a null point, because nothing's going to happen with the other teams, right? And the other thing I'm hearing now is that I guess Yuki Tsunoda might be considered for that hot seat, which to me is like, why are you bringing Yuki back? You have two
I know.
new
He's
talents.
already been,
you already, it's a known quantity. That's not working out.
Yeah.
Bring in new people. But for me, if Hülkenberg, so let's start there. If Hülkenberg is out, who's going into that Audi seat?
Wouldn't it be Carlos, though? Because his dad has such a close relationship in, like, the rally. Oh, ay Dios.
She'll be back.
I think, like, that makes sense. Also, okay, so I think that's another, like, loose in the seat, or wants to be loose in the seat.
Oh, yeah, Carlos?
He wants out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I made that video earlier, which it was, like, with Carlos, he had an opportunity to go to Audi, right? And at the end of the day, he chose the team, I think, just based on the team structure. Because why would you go to a Williams that still had recovering from their Excel spreadsheet management style? Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's like, yeah, come work for us and you have an opportunity. And I think for Carlos, it was very much like, I can't believe they're replacing me at Ferrari with an aging Lewis Hamilton. Like, I think in his mind, Carlos was like, I'm definitely better than him. So, like, why are you? And it's like, no, Carlos. Even an aging Lewis Hamilton, the upside to him is miles better than what you could offer. So I think, like, do you feel like, at least for Carlos choosing that, it was very much, he was like blindsided. So he's like, I gotta pick a team. It's not gonna happen at Mercedes. It's definitely not happening at Red Bull. Audi is struggling, so let me go to, like, I just don't understand why he chose Williams.
Yeah, I agree with your take on that. He's like one bad decision from like really fucking up his career. I feel like he's going, unfortunately, the way of like a Daniel Ricciardo situation where you're just like bouncing around, and then at that point it's like you've either already been there, you've burned a bridge, or like also you're getting older, and there's a crop of new drivers that are like,
sure,
you always have to kind of be like, oh, I think you always just kind of have to be aware of like the up and comers too. And so like we'll see. I think this is tough because I feel like anytime there's a driver shuffle,
mm-hmm.
they are at the mercy of like what's available,
sure.
and between whatever rock and a hard place are like the two options, like what am I going to pick, right? But damn, I feel like they're always like making like I feel like him and Daniel Ricciardo made like decisions out of like desperation, and I know that in that situation you kind of are desperate to just like get in a seat. Having a seat is better than not, but I almost wish that if he finds himself in a place where he needs to leave, maybe you do just sit out a year and try to come back or try to go do something else.
I just don't know if. So here's the thing. I think that Daniel Ricciardo is a better illustration or a better parallel than Fernando Alonso, right? And the other reason I'm agreeing with that statement is because in both of their careers there was an inflection point where rather than being desperate, they were making a move for themselves, right? So for Daniel Ricciardo, it happened 2 times. One when he went to Renault, right, and that didn't work out, and then when he went to McLaren. You understand what I'm saying? So both of those times he's like, I'm good enough, I can get this contract. For Sainz, obviously, he had to make the move to McLaren because Renault was not like, they were bringing in Ricciardo, right?
Yeah.
Great. But when it came time for Ferrari, and Ferrari was like, hey, Carlos, like, we want you. No one's passing that up, the history of the team.
Yeah.
So Carlos was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. The problem is that when you do things like that, it sets yourself up.
Hey.
Back. Sorry, guys.
Oh, nice. I'm not editing any of this out. The problem when some bigger team comes calling is that you have to make sure that your talent level is good enough for them to want to re-sign you once your initial contract is up. So in Carlos's case, like Fred and John Elkann have been talking to Lewis for years, right? And I don't even think like talent-wise, I think it was like a 50-50 split between we bring Lewis in, we know we're going to make money off of this, versus like he's going to get us race wins. And for them it was like a win-win, versus Carlos is like, And so my thing now is that like with Carlos, I feel like there is some truth to the rumors, because the other thing that I'm hearing is that Williams is trying to give him $30 million to stay on the team.
Okay, in that like team meeting that they had where him and Albon were talking to the team.
Yeah.
That's the look of a man that's like, I already gave my 2 weeks notice and I'm out.
That's
that's the look of a man that's not invested.
Are we talking about Albon or Carlos?
Carlos.
He's so checked out.
Yeah.
He really is.
Because it was kind of like,
but where would he go?
Well, that's what we're saying. It's like Audi, since you want to kick my close personal friend Nico Hulkenberg to the curb. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. Alonso and Hulkenberg are like the linchpins to any kind of movement.
So let's play this out.
Okay, o también Ocon, pero no.
But that's what I'm saying. Ocon, to me, I'm taking Haas out of the equation because there's at least already 3 people that they would put there. It's either going to be a Ferrari driver, a McLaren driver, or for whatever reason, Toyota says, no, we want Yuki. Then y'all must not want to win. I said what I said. The one thing that I will say is that, okay, so let's say Sainz gets a miracle. He goes to Audi. How many are you just giving him 1 season, half a season to get acclimated? Or what happens if like Bortoletto's like, Sainz, Hulkenberg, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm spoken to everybody. Like, how much time are you giving Carlos to adjust to a new team?
A year at least.
Contract, yeah.
Would you do like a 1+1? Or with team option or a driver option?
Team option.
Because I feel like he'd get the driver option. If you're kicking Nico Hulkenberg, if you're kicking him to the curb, then the incentive, aside from the pesos, Deutsche Bank, whatever it is like, we'll give you the driver option after a year. Yeah, sure. Okay, so on the other side, if Alonso decides, you know what, I want to go home, I want to be with my beautiful baby boy, the mother of beautiful baby boy, I'm out. Who's really trying to go to Aston Martin. And I'm saying that with the full belief that I actually think Adrian Newey is doing, they started terrible, but doing a great job of developing that car, right? Like this year is a wash, but I actually think that car is going to be pretty decent next year. So if Alonso goes, who's going in to Aston Martin? Because that's another one that they're saying Carlos Sainz could go to Aston Martin, which I like. Don't do that, Carlos. Don't do that.
I don't think that Carlos would go. I know that Alex Albon probably also wants to leave Williams.
Ooh.
But
and I wonder if he would go to Aston.
Do you feel like
leave?
But why would you? Here's my thing though. It's like, why would anybody go to Aston Martin? Money aside, you still have to be teammates with Lance Stroll until he decides he's too bored to do Formula One anymore. Because that's literally the only way Lance retires is if his dad sells the team, or he's like, you know what, I'm gonna be a tennis player now.
I don't know that even though Lance Stroll's daddy owns the team, they've never made him their number one driver.
But he's a de facto number one. In my head, he's a de facto number one. I'm not even trying to be hilarious.
Fernando, though.
On skill set, on skill set, Lisa, I agree with you on skill set alone. But like at the end of the day, Lance is never in the hot seat. Lance, his race results have not been better than Alonso, or an aging Alonso, who y'all saying is not even a top 10 driver anymore, right? Lance it's a 9-2 quali this year. Last year it was like, I think he beat him every time. You see what I'm saying? But at no point were they like, hey Lance, friend, we just need you to, improve these. No, because he doesn't care. What are y'all gonna do? Fire me?
It's his team. Yeah.
I know it's his team, but what I'm saying is it would be a safe place for another driver to potentially take that one seat, because worst case scenario is Lance would have to be better than them to actually be controversial, and Lance is never going to be better than any of the drivers that could potentially take Fernando's seat.
What about
oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
But what about Bottas?
Ooh,
I like Valtteri, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I think me and Lisa are like aligning right now. See, now that I can see you clearly, I can do this. But I'm a hater. With Valtteri, it's a little bit weird because he wasn't out of F1 last. He was a reserve driver for Mercedes. He was in their sim. He was doing test drives. And then you have a Checo who was golfing and drinking tequila, who comes back, and in their Lego Cadillac car. Cadillac, if you ever watch this, I love y'all. I'm just making jokes now. We kid because we love. Okay, we kid because we love. But like, I expected more from. He doesn't
want the Mexican heat.
No, I just want it's Checo's. In my head, it's Checo's team, right?
I think it is.
I didn't
Checo brings the money. He brings the recognition. The
Carlos Slim, Tercel, an entire nation whose GDP is huge, right?
Yeah.
My thing is like, I didn't expect Valtteri to be better than Checo, but did y'all at least expect it to be more or less even, right?
Yeah, he hasn't I mean, not that there's too much to extract from the Cadillac.
Listen, right now Cadillac can't even make a brake duct.
I'm like, what do you want? Yeah,
when his car's blowing up every race.
Fucking race. Every race.
Look,
Cadillac, we love you. Okay. We
I
kid
like
because we
Valtteri, but
love.
I don't think he would. I don't know that he has it to move to another team at this point.
No, but I also don't know who you would replace Bottas with. Like what? Colton Herta is not doing like super great in F2 right now.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
But I feel like there's been so much media around him. I feel like they're prepping him to have some sort of like reveal in F1, because he's been on so many podcasts, so much marketing around him right now. I'm like, it just seems so obvious that they're prepping him to have like an entrance into F1.
Right now, I just treat Herta as Logan Sargent 2.0.
I know. I mean, yeah.
And the thing about like, we all grew up in the States, right? And I think what other people who didn't grow up in the United States don't understand is that like Americans, like we won't just back somebody because they're Americans. It's like you have to be good and like I'm good over here, right? Like,
do you think there could be, I don't know if this is like my sentiment right now about just the performance of the cars, and like there's only the 4 teams that are truly competitive, which is,
Yes.
the Red Bull, the
4,
McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes. I sort of feel like all these other, I don't know if this is like my own impression of things, but I sort of feel like this is a placeholder year. And like no one wants to invest too much in bringing in, a top driver because they can't guarantee that their car is actually going to be good.
Okay.
They can't retain them for more than a year. And I feel like we aren't going to see much of silly season. I don't think we're going to see all these like driver switching teams because the cars aren't good.
Sure.
And I think they just want to see how the younger reserve drivers are developing to then be like, okay, Nico, we'll really let you go because we have like 2 guys on the line that like are going to be so much better.
Okay.
But I don't know. I sort of feel like it's a placeholder. Like all these drivers, except for Esteban Ocon, I hate to say it, but like I know for sure he's like outies.
Yeah, because Behrman,
he's just been so much better.
But the other thing too, so y'all also know that Behrman was linked to Red Bull too, right?
But he's a Ferrari development driver, and
Absolutely.
Haas is a Ferrari development team. So
I hear you. But
I think they're just going to save the seat until he can step into the Ferrari
So
car.
two scenarios that I'm going to play out for you. So first question, pin on that. First question is, if you know that like they're still messing with the rules and tweaking it to like make it like good. So I agree with you there. Wouldn't you want to invest in a driver who can help you develop the car better?
I don't think he has the expertise to develop a car.
I'm not disagreeing, but you
I
get
think
what
that's
I'm saying?
when you want an older driver.
Like a Nico Hulkenberg or Fernando Alonso?
Not a Fernando Alonso.
Not a Fernando Alonso.
I don't think Fernando has had the reputation of being like technical with a car. He just wants to drive a good car.
I just don't think like the feedback he gives is good.
Yeah.
For it, right? Okay.
So then what is he good for? He's too old to drive, and then he doesn't give good feedback to develop a car. So why is he still here?
You know what makes me so happy is that I thought I was a chief Fernando Alonso hater.
No.
It's good to be with my people right now. I'm just
it's
trying to, I'm never unbiased. I'm always biased. But this is crazy. Okay. And so that's...
I might be biased, but I just think it's like...
I mean, I hear you. I'm just saying, like, I try not to bark too much up that tree because I also don't want to have to defend my life whenever the same argument is made for Lewis, right?
I know, but you know what? I think Fernando.
But my thing will be he should have been an 8-time world champion. That's always my defense for Lewis.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I was like, Fernando tries to be who Lewis actually is.
Generational. It's crazy because the moment Lewis came into F1, it was like, dang, how is this guy already better than me? No, he's not better than me. The team is cheating. Like, hey, brother.
Yeah.
So the other thing, so going back to Behrman. So Lisa, yes, 100%. He's a Ferrari driver. He's still signed. He's there. The person who's at Red Bull, though, as you know, is the guy who brought him into Ferrari, which is Laurent Mekies. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason, like, I think he's loosely linked with Red Bull. Again, Max would have to decide to leave the team for a bunch of, and I don't even know if that seat suddenly becomes attractive. Like, we always talk about, like, oh, Max leaves Red Bull, and like everybody, like, do you want to go? And like, I don't know if it's as toxic as it used to be, right? But it's like, you can want to be in a top car in a top, but you have to understand that those top teams are cutthroat. Like, if you're not panning out, literally Red Bull, how many races last year did Lawson last? 2 before they were like,
2.
Yeah.
Hey,
bye.
Hasta nunca, bro.
Yeah, they turn their drivers. I don't know. I don't know who Red Bull is without Max.
Ooh.
I really don't.
10 years with him.
They have built this team, their marketing, everything about Red Bull is Max.
Yeah.
I just don't know who, like, I feel like they would have an identity crisis. Like, there is no driver that is ever going to fill those shoes ever. And I just think it's like, I just can't even envision like who would be the number one driver for Red Bull.
But it's not even that. You hit that, Lisette, you hit it the nail on the head. I can't envision a Red Bull without a Max. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, like, from a talent perspective, here's the thing. I am Lewis Hamilton till I die, right? But I think giving the best car, the best pound for pound driver on the grid right now is Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah,
I'm
like
a Max hater, but he's good.
hey, but
I
listen,
know.
like game recognized game. I don't even like. Here's the thing. Like, I actually don't even hate Max Verstappen because I think that like the thing I can always respect about Max Verstappen is that he respects drivers who are good, right?
Oh, totally.
You saw anytime him and Lewis, like their battles throughout the year has probably been like the highlight of this season, right?
Yeah.
And they could go back and forth, like. And when Lewis won in Barcelona, Max was one of the first ones to like congratulate. Like, so I think that between the two of them is like mutual respect, right? So like, all my feelings aside, Abu Dhabi and all of that, like I can still recognize that like he's good, and I think he is to me he is the best driver on the grid right now. Like,
yeah.
And I'm saying that
and it's so weird to me because there's. Oh, sorry, go Amanda.
I was just saying, like, you can never count that guy out. Like,
absolutely,
that's the most incredible thing. Like, I think that's why. You're just like gotta respect the game, and like any driving series that he goes into,
dominates.
The man fucking dominates.
Yeah,
he was like born to be in a car. It's like very impressive.
It's very impressive. I just don't. So yeah, I feel like there's two drivers that hold their own, like in F1 right now, and it will always. I feel like Lewis is bigger than F1. First of all, like Lewis can go anywhere and he will always be Lewis because he's just 100%. Bigger than the sport at this point.
If Lewis went to Aston Martin
Red
today,
Bull is Max.
Yeah.
Like those are the only two drivers that I think like have like so much like power in the sport
because it's backed by the results, right?
Yeah.
Max
exactly.
Max wins. Lewis wins. Max they're there. Y'all remember seeing that clip? Which I'll put a pin on this because it's actually I want to get y'all's thought on this. Like there's a clip from Max in Miami. I think it was like maybe a year ago where they get Max coming into the track. He's like, "Hey, you see this? 7-time world champion, 4-time world champion. We're the first ones on the track. On the track." And I was like, "Okay, respect." The segue for me from that is that I still think that Lewis, for whatever reason, still doesn't get the respect that he's due. Because how did y'all feel when Otmar Safnauer basically alluded to the fact
about
that
his fashion?
Yeah, that Lewis is more interested in his fashion sense than he is about rating. It's like, brother.
I also was like, Otmar, I liked you. Now
what are you doing? People just say anything. Hey, watch our podcast.
He's over there catching strays. Lewis over there catching strays from Otmar. God. That was stupid.
I think that's someone that doesn't recognize that the sport has changed and the sport relies on money and marketing and brand partnerships, and fashion is just a really big part of it, whether you like to admit it or not. The fact that like all the merch is like Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, Ferrari has their own fashion line. Like it is fashion, and whether you like it or not, the game has changed, and Lewis is the one that does it best out of anyone.
It's also very true that it's possible for all of these drivers to be able to focus on multiple things.
Yeah,
they got a team. They got like teams behind
them.
And
it's also very interesting. So I don't know, are y'all familiar with this account Podium Sundays? Like she does like
Yes, I love.
Yeah, she's great.
We love her content.
She's amazing.
So she posted something about like.
I also love her voice.
Yeah,
I know.
It's very soothing, but I've never seen her face.
It's me neither. It's like soothing but authoritative, and I'm like, yes, queen.
And so the last video that she posted to me was like hilarious because she said, something alluding to the lack of moves in silly season is only like, I don't know. The whole point was like all these F1 drivers are posting shirtless pics or whatever, and then but she knew that some dude behind a keyboard was gonna like say, of course you DTS female drivers only want like the shirtless drivers. But to the point that both of you were making earlier, these drivers, and this is what she said on Podium Sunday, she's like, these drivers are very aware of how they want to be perceived, and they're thirst trapping because they know it rakes in sponsorship deals and millions. Like otherwise,
they're marketing machines.
Why is Charles
and
Leclerc?
The sport? If the sport wasn't so expensive, I was like, look at all the like fucking logos and sponsors on the. It's always been about marketing yourself.
Even just beyond like the logos, there's always been this thing about F1 being like glitz and glam. That's why it's in fucking Monaco. There's always been models around. There's always been celebrity around, rock stars. Like there's always been that part of it. And I think with Otmar's comments, I'm just like, okay, boomer.
It annoyed me because he's like talking about something that just made him feel maybe like he wouldn't have been actually truly successful as a team principal or manager because it's such a big part. It was like it's just going to be such a big part of the job, and you just got to live with it.
I mean, Gucci has a whole fucking team.
Yeah, a whole Ponzi scheme.
LVMH is like the main sponsor. Like Rolex has all
Tag Hour,
Tag now. But like, I'm like, what do you like? Like this is just someone that like very clearly doesn't get it. So I'm just like, I was like, boy, bye.
Because
that's what I thought.
And I was saying like the good TPs now understand that like, okay, we gotta let them focus on being drivers, but also handle like these other responsibilities because like if they don't perform, you could still get fired. Like we'll let you shine, but if like the results aren't there, like peace out, bye. All right, so that's just like my segue into Otmar Safnauer. I was like, what are we doing, brother? Like, are you effing kidding me right now? All right, so let me ask y'all. We talked about all these different linchpins about people leaving. One thing that Lisette pointed out, which I did not know about this, Mark Webber and Oscar Piastri, are they
fighting?
Well,
so Lisette, go ahead.
I saw rumors that Mark Webber unfollowed McLaren, unfollowed Oscar. Like there was all this like social media activity. I know. See, we're investigators.
Hey, listen,
we should work for FBI. But apparently maybe there's some discontent with Mark Webber and McLaren.
But why would there discontent between Oscar and Mark Webber, or Mark Webber and Oscar, or McLaren? Like what's the like?
I think McLaren and
Webber?
Mark Webber. Yeah.
But also, do you think okay, does Oscar Piastri want to be at McLaren?
I don't think he has a better option right now. So yes, he should want to be at McLaren. Yeah.
He should want to be at McLaren, right? He was very frustrated, obviously, during Hungary. Hey, this is where we could talk about what happened the last race. Hungary, he was very frustrated because his arch nemesis, Carlos Sainz, somehow found a way to mess up his race. I don't know what it is about Sainz and Piastri. Sainz is always, it's like, oh, is that Oscar?
It's the like, Carlando effect.
And so, but here's the thing that I will say about Hungary. Like, yes, obviously it didn't help with the blue flags. It didn't help that Carlos did what he did. I don't think it would have made a difference because I think Lando was just faster. Like he finished 15 seconds ahead of P2, right? Which is the second biggest advantage to finish since Lewis in Barcelona. But I think now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't feel like McLaren is sabotaging Oscar. And I don't think either of you are saying that either. I'm just trying to figure out, like, yeah, Lisa, like, okay, Oscar, you're not happy here, but look at the landscape. Where is there a seat open for you that could actually fight for podiums and race wins?
Right, they can keep you in the top 3, like, or the top 4.
Like, do you like winning? What are you
really
doing?
Want to go over there?
Yeah.
Like,
I know, and I think like I am a little concerned for Oscar's career because I think he's a really good driver.
Sure.
And I just don't know that he's found his team.
Yeah.
Like, I know that McLaren is like the best place for him right now, but I don't think with Lando there he'll ever really get a true opportunity to like have his moment.
I don't disagree.
That or he has to be so dominant, which
there was certainly opportunity last year, but then things just didn't break his way. And Lando again, like as much as like I'm not even like a Lando hater, I just think that a lot of people underestimate him to their detriment. Like he actually is a fast driver, and I'm other people, by the way. Like I underestimate Lando like consistently. I just feel like with Oscar, I think last time we recorded, like it was one of you said that Oscar hasn't even been in F1 for that long. I think this is like his third or fourth season, right?
Fourth
so
year,
it's like, and Lando's been around since 2019 on the same team.
Yeah. So I think that he could do Oscar. I think that Oscar. I think they're going to keep their driver lineup the way that they are, and like Oscar is like, pues me conviene to stay here because I feel like there's enough competitiveness between the two of them and like a little bit of animosity to like amp each other up.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, I'm not a huge Lando fan, and I do also underestimate him, but also like he can be really inconsistent, and he doesn't have the best starts. And I think that if Piastri can channel his like Kimi Räikkönen like Iceman energy into like being like super driven, or like just
he
like,
needs to check
can,
in.
Like, lock
he needs
in,
to lock in.
I think that could really shift things in his favor. And if once he gets into, like, I think like with all sports, like this is one of those things, like when you get into your groove and you find out what works for you, and you find out the way that you can optimize, I do think, so I disagree with you, Lisa. I do think that he could make that team, because like marketing man Zach Brown is just gonna like go with whatever is going to be the best thing.
Good for him. I know.
You know what I mean?
He just wants wins.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's his son Lando winning, I said what I said.
I think if I see Oscar performing better this second half of the season than last year, because last year, and it's hard because of the cars this year, but the cars have gotten massive upgrades. Last year, we saw Oscar's performance like really take a hit.
Yeah, this is the stretch. The upcoming stretch is the one where Lando is excelling, and Oscar, right? Exactly. This is where we saw him like.
Yeah. But, so if he can like show that he can lock in, find his driving style with these racetracks, which I mean, if you're a good driver, you have to drive every style of track. And I think if he can show a little bit more of that, and just like, I think I would feel more confident in just like his longevity with McLaren. But yeah, I don't know. I always feel like Oscar is a driver that I expect a lot more out of, and you just like don't get enough of it.
But do you expect a lot more because of how good he was initially? Like his rookie season wasn't like a terrible season. Follow that up with a better like second year where he was like, is it because of like what he's done so far, or are you trying to give him the grace of like he's still growing into this role?
No, I think a little bit of both, actually. I think he has the performance. Like, when he's performed well, he's performed so well, and you're just like, ooh, like, he's got it. Yeah, he's good, but then it slips, right? So it's just kind of like, he just needs that consistency.
Lando and him do kind of struggle with consistency, and that's the mark of, like, a really great driver. Lando can't, he's been in this game for too long. He needs to get the consistency down a bit more. Like,
So I will say this. I posted a video recently, and it'd be interesting to get y'all's thought about this. I think since 2023, no team upgrades better than Ferrari or than McLaren. Right? Rob Marshall, like, it's like the only team that I've seen where like the wind tunnel correlates immediately to on-track performance. Whatever they got going on in McLaren.
They're cooking over there.
Exactly. There. And so my question to both of y'all,
cooking talent.
Right? Given so we all three of us agree that McLaren can upgrade the shit out of a car, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
Given that, this was the question that I said in the video, are they a bigger threat to Mercedes now than Ferrari? Because Ferrari's brought a grip of upgrades.
Yes, they are.
100%.
But the wrench that I throw into that is that like Ferrari continues to bring upgrades. It feels like their mentality is like changing, all of that. I still don't trust a Mercedes engine, right? Like, is it gonna like blow up? Blah blah blah. This that, and the third. Yeah. And I still don't trust that Torger Wolf is gonna give Andrea and Zach the keys to the city. Meaning like, hey brother, can you give us the engine mapping? Hey, y'all figure it out. We don't have to give you jack. Like, you figure it out. Like, that's on you, right? So I guess I know Amanda's take, but Lisette, do you feel like McLaren is a bigger threat to Mercedes now going into the second half than Ferrari is?
Yeah, look at the Hungary race, right? I mean, they dominated quali, and they came with the points at the end. And I don't know that their engine is still reliable, because Oscar's engine also
because he had a gearbox issue.
Yeah, but I do think Mercedes should be a little concerned.
The one caveat that I will say, at least in Hungary, Ferrari'd. I don't know why during Q3 they decided to send them out first instead of sending them out last, and then no one decided to say, hey Lewis, by the way, Oscar is doing a flying lap behind you. And then all the penalties, of course, because Lewis, like FIA is on Lewis, like why not Rice? Like,
and this is why when you're like, who's the bigger threat? I'm like, McLaren,
yeah.
because they don't Ferrari. They don't
but they papaya rules. Okay.
Okay. Yes, that was like but I feel like it's gotten better. But they're not.
They've gotten better with their strategy for sure.
Yeah.
Fair. What I loved about that race was Lando's confidence when they were like, "Hey, Lewis is doing XYZ thing." He's like, "Yeah, let him." Or when he was like, "You give me the open air and I'll dunk 10 seconds on whoever," and he followed through. So like I love seeing like the confidence on that. On the topic of Mercedes, George,
no comeback.
Oh wow, is he being sabotaged?
I said it before. I don't know. Are they trying to trigger an exit clause? I know. Didn't they just confirm they are keeping George for another year?
I don't trust that. Listen, all men do is lie, okay? And the fact that Torger is saying, like, we got our drivers, then why are you vacationing and keying it in the ocean with Max? You know, like, what? Kimmy and Max and brought freaking Susie Wolf on. All that was missing was, like, Max and Jack Wolf just, like, right? They freaking Kelly.
I don't know.
So if you see that, like, just think about it from an emotional standpoint. Any job that you have, right? And it's like, are y'all trying to replace me? Am I training my replacement? No, you're good. But then you see that, or if you're in a relationship, like, are you doing anything? No. So why are y'all? See what I'm saying? And so, like, for me, George's car hasn't been performing as well. The team has already admitted that there's issues with the car, but at the same time, they're also saying, but it's also how George drives the car.
I think Mercedes is lining things up for Max for 2028.
But why would you bring Max in when you have a Kimi Antonelli, who I think Kimi...
So for 2028, they're going to get rid of George. So they're going to extend the contract for 2027.
Okay.
They're going to keep Kimi. Okay. They're going to bring in Max.
But why?
And why bring in Max?
Yeah, why would you bring in Max in with a young Kimi? Who you're saying is like the upside.
Because you have one of the best drivers that can still help you develop the car continuously.
Sure.
And you have a little psycho Tasmanian devil that drives the shit out of the car and can get you wins. Like,
but what would that do? So I guess
an incredible lineup.
I think you know why I'm asking that. It's like, what would that do to Kimi's psyche? Because Max is way older than Kimi, right? So
yeah, but Max isn't going to last forever. And if anything, Kimi can get mentored directly by Max.
Max is going to mentor
Kimi. Girl.
He does already.
Because they're not on the same team. Like Max, like the thing that I've noticed about all these drivers, like they're all super nice until there's like a chance that they can get this dub, right? It's like, I don't know. You're a stranger.
Yeah,
I don't think it hurts.
Kimi too. Like,
I don't think it hurts. I don't think it hurts to have two amazing drivers on your team.
I think
the fact that you could get a championship with either of them.
I think that I agree with the general sentiment of what you're saying, but the only reason I'm agreeing with it is I don't think George can fully stomach being the second fiddle at a team that he waited for so long to like, I am now the leader of the team. Like I had to go up against Lewis Hamilton and he thought it was going to be a cakewalk. We've also talked about this, right?
Yeah.
And so can George handle, Kimi actually is faster, or the team is not like building the car towards Kimi, but the team sees that they have a higher likelihood to win with Kimi. But I'm fast. It's like, well, yeah, but
George
he's faster.
Is a good driver.
I'm not saying, but no one's saying that he sucks. I don't know. It's like,
I just don't think Mercedes is trying very hard to keep George. Clearly. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
at all.
I agree.
And I don't think he's going to have a comeback at the second half of the season. Like, I know he has some incredible races coming up, probably like Singapore being one of the better ones for him, Vegas,
but
probably. But it's not enough to like come back.
It just feels like at tracks where Mercedes is head and shoulders above everybody else, Kimi always finds a way to be in front of George.
Because he's more comfortable on the limit of what the car can do versus George, I feel like is like he's afraid to go that far, I think.
I think it's almost like Kimi doesn't care if he wrecks the car or himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like, again, his frontal lobe is not developed, you guys.
But I also wonder if it's because George only has one power unit upgrade left.
No,
whereas earlier in the season, Kimi had all of the upgrades left for his car.
Sure.
George had to get that replaced, really early on in the season, like by race 4 or something like that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And he can't afford to get that upgrade. And I mean, I hope they upgrade it now, because what do they have to lose? But I don't know, maybe there's something weird about George's style this year. Yeah, like
I just don't think that he is a pusher to the limit.
I also
he doesn't send it.
Well, because Kimmy's always getting called out for track limits, right?
Yeah. Okay,
every race.
Here's the thing. Like, you guys were just comparing, like, okay, what if Max and Kimi are on the same team? We're, like, so hypothetical. Y'all, we're so in, like, la
land.
Hey, that's why I said silly season was not
this is
season.
How rumors get
We're going to invent our own silly season. But, okay, you would then have 2 drivers that are fucking going absolute bananas.
Sure.
Don't give a shit.
Sure. Balls to the wall.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Let's go.
No, I would say, too, like, if you I'm going to use Monaco as my example. So if you look at the 2 teams behind the 2 drivers, Kimi obviously has a wonderful team behind him. We agree that Pete Bono is probably a great person to have, like, in your ear, trackside engineer, great at developing, worked with Schumacher, worked with Hamilton. That was a successful relationship. Now with Kimi, he kind of knows how to manage Kimi. Hey, this is what's happening. This is what I need you to do, blah, 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 blah. On George's side, I don't think he's getting the same type of feedback from his trackside engineer. And I'm using Monaco as an example specifically because I don't have a better example than, like, George came in when everybody was getting those track limits penalties. They did not tell George about those penalties, right? George is thinking one thing, and then all of a sudden at the end of the race, he's getting hit with all these. He's like, what happened? Why did nobody tell me until it was, like, too late, right? So I think it feels like nothing is going his way except for that he's engaged. And that is probably the highlight that he's going to take from this year. That's a big rock too, by the way. I don't know if he did
That was
well.
a nice rock.
Hey, I don't know if he did.
It was really pretty. The yellow canary diamond or the yellow diamond.
I'm assuming he did well. I'm a freaking colo, so that's like the most.
Oh yeah, he splurged on that.
And so, Lisa, I also agree with you. I don't think that George is making a comeback here, but it's very possible. I'm not telling you like I would be shocked, but clearly like Kimi's comfortable in the car, Kimi's comfortable, blah blah blah. But now Kimi has to contend with a McLaren and a Ferrari.
All I know is that Mercedes has to get it together because by focusing so much, and I'm not saying they're purposely doing this, but they're risking their constructors to Ferrari.
They're only 70 points ahead right now. You are correct.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like they got to lock in and support both their drivers. This is the beauty of F1, right? It's like, yes, you're rooting for your championship, but also like you lose a lot if you don't support both your drivers. Red Bull is a prime example.
I was just going to say, it's not even just about like the individual year or like what's at stake for in the year. It's also just like a shift in culture. Like we have seen what happens when you focus something entirely around like one person, driver or one team. And even like for like Red Bull too, lo cagaron, because even like the Racing Bulls, which is supposed to be your feeder
those
program,
teams love those guys.
That's not even a thing anymore. So what I'm saying, like, so like if I totally 100% agree with you. Like if Mercedes is not, I think that was one of their greater strengths back in the day is that they were pushing, like, okay, if you think about like Rosberg and Lewis,
right?
Those two drivers were absolutely pushing it to the limit. They were both kind of like, both sides of the garage were pushing. I would think maybe like McLaren is like this too, a little bit. Like where like they're both equally-ish behind their drivers. When you start to see such a stark difference between favoring or leaning into like one driver, that's not just disastrous for your year. That sets up culture change that is very hard to recover.
It takes a toll, because even like if you think about your relationship with your parents, if it's very apparent that your parents, like, if I don't know if y'all have siblings, but like it's very apparent that if your parents like your sibling better than you,
I'm the favorite, so
That's because you're the baby.
I'm the baby.
Oh my lord! No, my parents are split. Okay, so then if we're saying George is probably not going to make a comeback, now I'm asking both of y'all. What I'm saying is the predictions for the second half of the season boiled down to this. My question is Lewis going to make a serious run, or will Kimi win the whole thing? So my bias and my hopium and my delusion is saying like 50 points is nothing to a Lewis Hamilton. He's got this in the bag. Realistically, Mercedes car is good on every track.
Yeah.
Full stop. And Kimi is not a pushover. So it's like...
Kimi is not a pushover, but Kimi still makes mistakes.
Absolutely.
He hits those track limits, and I'm hoping that they both race to the end and that Kimi's mistakes cost him enough for Lewis to win.
Because I'm telling you right now, if it happens, if Lewis gets that dub, I will be insufferable.
I was telling him, I was like, wouldn't we all?
Just
we knew it. He was always an 8-time champ. This is his 9th championship, some would say.
But Amanda, bring us back to earth then, Amanda. You don't think Lewis can make a serious run, or you do?
My Delulu heart wants it so bad. I want it so bad for him, but I don't know. I don't know if Kimi's going to take it all though.
Ooh.
I don't know. I feel like there's the second half of the season's pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
He is still also like a very young driver. I think that there's just a lot of pressure that can kind of get to you.
Yeah.
God, I want it for Lewis.
Listen,
so bad.
because Kimi's got a pressure race coming up for Kimi in September is Monza, because that's the only home race he's got left, and he's leading the championship. Everybody's gonna be cheering for him.
Here's the thing, though. The fact that McLaren is getting better is an advantage only to Lewis.
Right.
Because then he's gonna have Kimi's gonna have to worry about
as long as Lewis can get podiums though. So Lewis has to keep scoring like high points.
And I think he will. So if like let's say Lando keeps taking the P1, right? And let's say Lewis is a consistent P2. I don't think Lando can win enough races to win a championship at this point.
Lando can't get enough good starts on Lewis.
Well, and then
you know what I'm saying?
But then
that's what I'm saying is like as long as Lewis keeps finishing in the podiums and Lando and Kimi are battling things out and switching off points.
Listen, Kimberly Kardashian, I need you to lock in.
Once again,
Kimberly.
Once again, I will say this. This podcast, we high-key glaze Lewis Hamilton, so no apologies.
To a fault.
No apologies, mate. No, I agree with that. I think as long as Lewis first, he has to also, by the way, put a stamp on the inter-team rivalries, meaning he has to get ahead of Charles Leclerc enough to the point where the team is like, "Hey, Charles, listen, we're all in on Lewis," because right now the team isn't making that decision because there's not a huge gap between either of them. Like Lewis is, knock on wood, 1 DNF away from Charles making a huge inroads into that lead. And similarly, Lewis needs to extend his second place lead and get closer to Kimi, right? There's a lot of season left. There's some races that are coming up. I think Monza, which is when Ferrari's bringing a dual upgrade, is going to be crucial because the rules and regs, that engine is going to be an issue for Ferrari and Monza, right? Everything's going to die, right? But other than that, it's like you've got tracks that are great for Lewis, right? You have Coda coming up, which Lewis has the most, I think, victories there. You have Sepang, which has got added to it to replace Bahrain, right? Which is also a great Lewis track. Fingers crossed. We will see. Okay.
We'll see.
The last thing I guess that I want to ask y'all about is kind of like the end of the season. So we've had, thanks to our country's adventures into the Middle East, we lost a couple of races. Hey, that's all I'm going to say. All right. I'm not even going to turn it into that thing, but I think we all understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Some races or tracks are being added to the calendar, Sepang being one of them. I have heard rumors that Portugal might get added, but also
wait, did it get officially added?
What Sepang did officially?
Yeah. Okay.
That's actually happening. Yes,
okay,
Sepang is. Malaysia is happening this year. It's just being sponsored by
that's awesome.
Bahrain. So it's like
By Bahrain. Okay.
It's like the Bahrain fucking Grand Prix.
It's like what we did during COVID.
Yeah. And so one thing that I heard was that they're doing like Imola might come back on the track, but it's like they're trying to do it in December. I'm like, do y'all know that it snows there? What are you doing?
It's cold in that region.
Yeah, like be so for real.
Although that'd be
kind of cool.
No,
that would be chaotic. I would love to. No. Let's see some slipping
There were
and
so
sliding.
many accidents. That would be horrendous. Imagine sitting there and you're just like freezing, right?
So bad.
It's like, okay, we're here.
So what are the other?
Portugal is one that I've heard, and Germany is one that I've heard, and Imola.
Germany would be so cool.
But the problem, I guess, for me is what they're not really taking into consideration is the weather. So like Malaysia makes sense because it's like tropical and all of that stuff. So feels like, can y'all use your brains and pick tracks?
Why don't they just go back to like Suzuka?
Or Australia,
or it's also cold. Yeah.
They could do Australia. They could do Coda, Vegas.
Well, see, or do a South American, like just do Brazil 2 times or Mexico 2 times. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I'll ask y'all, not even predictions. What are your expectations for the second half of the season?
No more breaks.
Oh,
like realistic expectations or like
no, both. You know what, Amanda? Give me both of those. All right.
I need less silly, stupid penalties and like less chaos. Will it happen? I don't think so. But like, this has been very weird season. I think in terms of like just the way that like the races have been, or like penalties are being given, and I would just love to see. Less silliness and more consistency.
All they have to do is just hire a permanent stewarding staff.
This is Lisette's
and
hill that she dies on every time.
I will die on that hill with her.
I know. This is like
$1 billion
enterprise.
This is your thing.
You're like, how do we have volunteers?
And hire permanent stewards. Like, come on, you have so much money.
It's $1 billion venture. You're telling me Liberty
point.
Media can't be like, we're gonna just hire a team, 5 teams. Throughout.
It's crazy.
Each region gets these 5 teams.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Amanda. That would be a good expectation to have. I mean, that's like the bar is so low. Like, if that's an expectation, but it's true. I do want to see chaos, but the right kind of chaos. I want to see chaos related to people crashing, weather, bad strategy calls, not silliness, to your point, Amanda, of like weird penalties, technical failures, miscommunication, between the stewards and whatever. Like, it's just, that would be great to see. And I want to see, I really do want to see Ferrari finish at the top. That's it. Like, I want them to get a championship. And, I'm even going to throw Leclerc in there. Like,
Emmy's like, no.
I know, because he's the ultimate Charles hater. But at the same time, I just feel like a solid performance with Lewis and Leclerc probably will solidify Lewis longer in F1 and at Ferrari.
Absolutely.
And I just want to keep seeing him drive as long as he can. So
I have one more. I want better broadcasts.
Ooh.
So I want
midfield.
Oh,
yes,
not in the little tiny window.
I want to see the midfield. Like, I want I don't want to have to rely on TikTok or Reddit or like whatever to get a full picture of what actually happened at the race.
Yeah.
Like, I need that. I need better data that they're showing us.
Well, you're never you're never going to get the battery thing.
That's what I want.
You're never going to get it.
Even the times, like, they have like they're giving us less and less, and I'm like, you're
that's
not
because
showing the midfield, and then you're not giving us like insight. Like, how are we supposed to know what the fuck is going on?
That's because Domenicali doesn't think you care about that stuff, Amanda.
I know that. I'm telling him,
Stefano,
for the expert input of George Lucas.
Oh yeah,
that part.
I mean, but
that's what I want.
I feel that. Okay, so for me, my second half of the season is co-sign a lot of things y'all say. I do think that after Zandvoort, we are going to get a silly season. Because there's another 2-week break before
the... God damn. Less breaks.
So
less breaks.
we are. I think that you're going to see that. I think what's been interesting, we talked about Racing Bulls earlier, is that I think we all agree Lindblad's been killing it as a rookie.
So has Liam.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like
Liam has
so
also been
Liam.
doing really well, but for whatever,
he's done so good going back to.
But for whatever
demoted.
reason, Liam, I can only think that financial reasons are the reason why his seat is in peril.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like he has not been underperforming. He's been outperforming his teammate, all of that. But I think we'll get an actual silly season after Zandvoort. What I'm also expecting is 4 teams to take away points from each other. I have not yet seen, right, a major incident between like Kimi and Lewis where they're fighting for position, or a major incident. We saw bits and pieces of that between like George and Kimi, and I do think that if Kimi continues, I think George is less likely to like be as aggressive against Kimi, because it's kind of like
I think we'll see a crash between Lewis and Charles before we see a crash between George
100%.
and Kimi.
100%.
I full send that one 100%.
And
but
I will fault Charles.
Yeah, and I'll be right there with you, please. You don't got to ask it. The other thing that I'm actually expecting Max and Red Bull to be doing really well, right? I think that if you saw how that car was on its soft tires, Max nursed those soft tires in Hungary for however many laps to get that P2. Obviously, we know that you can't like overtake, but prior to any like shenanigans that happened, Max was making inroads on Lewis in soft tires before the safety car pit that happened, right? And as we said early on at the top of the hour, you can never count Max Verstappen out.
Is the math possible that Max could win a championship?
It's not impossible, but it's improbable.
But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. No. Right now, we have not yet gotten into the point of the season, I think, where we are eliminating people, right? So, like, none of us on this podcast thinks that Checo Perez or Valtteri Bottas is going to win, or Lance Stroll or Alonso.
No,
right? But mathematically, they're still in it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, mathematically, they're still in it. But I think Max is not impossible. It feels like right now is improbable. And I'm only saying that, like, had McLaren not shot up the last couple races like they had, I would have been like, oh, yeah, Max is going to find his way into the top 3 at some point. But now with at least Lando and McLaren doing well, like, I think Max can finish a year at top 4. Maybe he's cracking top 3.
I think he could finish top 3. I mean, we saw it last year. He
only lost the championship by 2 points.
By 2 points. Yeah. He had a historical comeback.
I also fault McLaren's amazing strategy in places like Qatar, where like everyone had to pit after X amount of laps, and McLaren was like, oh no, we're gonna leave them out. Like, what are y'all doing? Stop trying to be cute. Just do what everybody else is doing. So we'll see. Either way, I think what we also want is a more exciting second half of the season. I was initially super pumped about these new regulations because I was so tired of the ground effects era, not a lot of overtakes. So when Australia came, I don't know if it was like I've said in the past, I don't know if it was because I missed F1 or it was truly like I just did, but like in Australia, I was like, oh, these regs are amazing. Like, but as like the year has worn on and I'm seeing like how they are in some tracks, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. These are kind of buns. I don't like these. So that's it. Before we go, always saying this, ladies, where can people find y'all on the internet?
Circuitosychismes.com.
When my internet works and when my laptop works. What Amanda said.
We're on the Tiki Talkies YouTube, Spotify,
Apple Podcasts
and Instagrams.
Please go and support Circuitos y Chismes. Follow them, like, comment.
Support our delusions, please.
All of that. Yes.
A Lewis win.
Support our side quest.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
true.
it. We have come to the end. If you made it this far, also please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. It costs you nothing. Don't forget to tell your mommies, your papis, abuelos, abuelas, vecinos. That is neighbors if you don't speak Spanish. Circuitos y Chismes, Amanda and Lisette, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
For the Monoplaza F1 podcast, this is Amy Bertre. Peace.